The governor of the great state of Texas, Greg Abbott, has declared he will sign a law banning sanctuary cities. He's already issued an order that cuts funding to those sanctuary cities. There are now an estimated 6 million illegal immigrants living in some 400 jurisdictions across the country, labeled sanctuary policies. In those jurisdictions, Trump already forced to take on nearly a dozen mayors and police chiefs from New York to San Francisco who have vowed not to cooperate with either the president, federal agencies, or the law. Joining me now is Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Governor, it is great always to have the opportunity to talk with you. We welcome you, and your order cutting off funding to those sanctuary cities, what has been the reaction in Texas?
Well, Lou, this is very simple, and that is we are a nation of laws, and it's time for our cities, our counties, all elected officials to follow those laws. We've seen here, even in Texas, like you've seen in some other parts of America, where some local officials are saying that they are not going to enforce the law. And so I'm being abundantly clear. I don't care what jurisdiction you're at in the state of Texas, you are going to comply with the law. And so I've already issued a governor's order cutting off funding from the governor's office that was going to some of these jurisdictions. But
right.
Secondly, we're going to pass a ban on sanctuary cities in the state of Texas that will put real teeth in this, compelling local officials to apply the law of the United States of America.
Isn't it incredible in the 21st century that we have to talk about enforcing the law as if somehow that was a volitional consideration when our chief executives, whether federal or state, take an oath of office, or in the case of a sanctuary city, a mayor?
Right, and even more amazing is you have some people in some media come out and criticize those who simply want to enforce the law that's on the books. But to see some elected officials get up and say that they are going to willfully not apply the law, that's contrary to American principles, and it's contrary to what we will establish here in the state of Texas. But remember this also, Lou, and that is this is not just a story about Kate Steinle. Texas has had several people killed at the hands of people who have been going in and out of the immigration system here in the state of Texas. Earlier this year, a man named Welton Betts was killed by someone who had been repeatedly deported out of the state of Texas back into Mexico, who killed him and went on a crime rampage across the state. We're not going to sacrifice the lives of our fellow Texans at the hands of people who are here illegally.
Yeah, and good for you, and I know the citizens of Texas have got to be just grateful to you for taking this action. And I want to just say to you, because as an attorney general, you're remarkable. As a governor, you're already remarkable. In case I haven't made it clear, I'm a fan of Governor Abbott's, folks. He is one of the greatest public officials in the country. But I struggle, and I know lots of people do, to understand why there is this volition around laws. I mean, you can't pray in a school. You can't pledge allegiance in some schools. You've got to follow all these dicta from Washington, or in the case of public education. But you don't have to worry about the federal law if you want to smoke pot in various places. You pass a state law, which is supposed to be subservient to federal law. I mean, can you just explain that to us, how we've gotten to this point?
Well, what you described, Lou, is really pretty much the definition of anarchy. When people can decide which laws they will follow and which laws they will not follow, that means it's every man for himself under the legal system. That's not the way the United States was constructed. That's not what we will allow it to happen either in Texas or across the country. We are a nation of laws. People are expected to follow the laws, and law enforcers. And
Jeff Sessions, Senator Sessions, to be the Attorney General of the Trump administration. How pleased are you with that choice?
It'll be a game changer. As you know, I've been battling back against the current Attorney General, U.S. Attorney General, as well as her predecessor and Eric Holder. And we've had all these challenges, all these fights because of the refusal to enforce the law or the way they're applying the law in the state of Texas. And it's going to be a breath of fresh air when we have a person who is committed to the United States Constitution, who's committed to the rule of law running the United States Department of Justice.
Governor, great to talk with you. Thanks for making time, and look forward to our next opportunity. Governor Greg Abbott.
Thank you, Lou.